Advertising on Facebook has changed drastically over the last couple of months. However, the tremendous opportunity to generate real estate leads remains the same. In this video, I share how to run Facebook ads for realtors using the updated Facebook changes. Hey, it's Jaime, founder of Echo Real Estate Advisors. If we're just meeting, welcome to the channel that brings actionable content to grow your business through online marketing. So if that sounds beneficial, consider subscribing. Okay, first let's start with the Facebook ad changes. In the summer of 2019, they introduced this special ad category. And if you're running any type of credit, any type of employment, any type of housing ads, then this does apply to you. Effectively, what you're doing is you have to self-call out that you're advertising for housing. Now, you could risk trying to run the ad without selecting that it's housing, but very quickly you're going to find out that your ad is not going to get approved, or if in the rare case that it does get approved, then it'll stop showing as soon as it's identified that it is a housing ad. So just be cognizant of that. There's nothing wrong with selecting that it's a housing ad because you are running a housing ad. It's better to be out front with it. And effectively what's happening is they're limiting your targeting. So certain interests have been done away with. You're no longer able to use lookalike audiences. You can't select between male or female any longer. Anybody above 18 years old is going to be receiving your ads if they fall within a certain interest or whatever you're highlighting. And several other interests have been done away with, which we'll visit here in a few minutes. The ad that we're going to run today, or the ad campaign that we're going to run today, is a lead generation ad. So this campaign is one of the easiest ones. In fact, in my opinion, it's the easiest one to get started with because you have a landing page set up, so a lead form already set up within your Facebook campaigns, so you don't have to go and even create a website. You don't have to go out and get a landing page generator or anything else. You can actively, or you can launch a campaign directly from Facebook without you having to go outside of the platform in order for you to launch it. So we're going to do a lead campaign, and it's going to be lead, and the type of ad that we're going to run today is list of homes. All right, we're going to continue. Lead list of homes. And the ad set we're going to target is real estate interest. All right. Now you get to select the Facebook page that you want to advertise through. If you don't have one, or if you want to use a different one, then you can select one or create a new one directly from here. We're not going to worry about dynamic creative for the moment. Audiences. Here, if you have a saved audience and it happens to have the same interests that are no longer available for housing ads, then that saved audience has been deleted. So it's not that you lost it, it's just the fact that Facebook has deleted it as you are targeting a certain interest that's no longer available. Lookalike audiences is something that you will not have available to you any longer. If you're running any other types of ads that don't have to do with credit, with employment, and housing, then you still have the lookalike audience capability, but specifically to those three categories, you no longer have the ability to do lookalike. Custom audiences has remained, but as you can see here, be sure that your audience selections do not discriminate against people based on certain personal characteristics. So you can still upload or create your custom audience just as long as you're assuring Facebook that there's no discrimination going on. So custom audience is very, very important in your retargeting ads. For this particular campaign, we're going to focus more on interest, and we're not going to focus on the custom audience, but just be assured that custom audiences are still here, and the more that you leverage them down the road, it's going to improve your ads. Then we're going to select people who live in the location that we're going to advertise to, and for our purposes today, we are going to advertise to those people in, let's say, Grand Prairie. It's right in the middle of the Metroplex. A big change that you're going to see here is it starts with 15 miles. In the past, it used to start at 10 miles, and then you could reduce it to a 1 mile radius. You're going to see that you no longer have that capability. For our purposes, we're going to bump it to 25, as there's a specific interest that I want to show you. So a little bit over 4 million is a potential reach, which is fine. We're going to reduce it here in a little bit. You can't select the geography based off of zip codes as well. That's another change that recently happened. And the two other changes that I want to draw your attention to are age, anybody above 18, and gender. It's going to be all. So you can't select, I want this ad only to go to females or only go to males or people in this certain age range. That's no longer available. And when it comes to targeting, the detailed targeting, just know that anything that has to do with familial status, demographics, income levels, things of that nature, those aren't available in housing any longer. So what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on people that have a Zillow interest, and we're going to narrow the audience. If I were to have typed, which we'll go ahead and type, you're going to see over here 890,000. That is the Zillow interest within the radius that I've selected. If I go ahead and type Trulia, you're going to see that number go up. Now, I don't want the number to go up. Right now, what I'm trying to do is bring it back down. That is adding additional interest to it. So you're saying anybody that likes Zillow, anybody that likes Trulia, anybody that likes Homes.com. So what we're going to do here is we're going to narrow it down a little bit more. And this is something that you can still do. You can narrow the audience, but you can't exclude. So what does that mean? Exclude means in the past you were able to run ads and exclude other real estate agents, mortgage professionals, or anybody in the industry that wouldn't necessarily be using you to buy or sell their home. So you could exclude all other real estate agents so they didn't see your ad and increase your cost, or didn't necessarily see the ads that you were running. Now, that's no longer the case. You can't exclude anybody, but you can certainly narrow down your audience, which is what we're going to do right now. We are going to select Trulia. So that number you should see go down. So cut it down to about half. And then we're going to narrow one more time. So look what happens here. You have to be pretty specific. It's not showing me Homes.com. Even when I type in Homes, it's not showing me Homes.com. I've been receiving some emails and even some comments on the video saying, hey, this interest is no longer available. It's not necessarily the case. It's just that the interest is being very fickle now. So be careful and really type things through and even go through suggestions or browse. It's not necessarily that the interests are no longer there. They're just a bit more fickle, and it's harder to get down to the interest. So as you saw right there, it didn't autocomplete for me by any stretch of the imagination. It's not that the interest wasn't there, because I knew that it was. It's just sometimes they make it a little bit more difficult. So just be aware of that. And now we're working with 13,000 people. So this is a winning formula, hint, hint, if you want to use that in your markets. So just giving you that right up front. And then we're going to focus on finishing out the rest of the ad. And since this is a lead form, you're going to notice that the audience network and messenger, they're already grayed out. So you won't have as many options when it comes to expanding your ad in the Facebook network or Instagram network, as you're creating a form within the Facebook ecosystem, which Instagram can actually pull from as well. All right, we're going to focus solely on Facebook at the moment. We're going to go with Facebook News, and we're going to go with Facebook Stories. The rest looks good. As far as budget, I like to get to my answers rather quickly. I know I've mentioned this in the past, but the age of $1 for 10,000 people being reached, I no longer follow that formula. I just like to have a hefty budget at the very beginning to see what types of results I'm getting. So I'm more interested in the answer and the results rather than spacing things out and seeing how things go. So for our purposes, $20 is more than enough what we're going to achieve. And with $20, just to give you perspective, within a little bit less than 2 days, you will have a good amount of results, i.e. leads and or lack of leads. So you'll know, hey, I need to adjust at that point. We're going to go to continue. Then we're going to do lead. And then I put real estate interest. So for those that are interested in the cadence or in the how I'm labeling these, I am just going based off of the type of campaign and then the type of ad set that I selected, so who I'm targeting over here, and then the type of ad that I'm running, and I'm labeling that all the way through. And the ad is list of homes. And the reason I do that is not, of course, to stay organized, but whenever I'm running reports, I can look at the ad set level and see the type of ad that was run to give me the comparison. And I can also look at the ad level and then go backwards, see the type of ad set that I was targeting, and so on and so forth. So that's why I do that. One quick favor before continuing, please be sure to hit the like button so this video's reach is magnified and others benefit. For our purposes, I'm not going to worry too much about the image. So I'm just going to go with the stock image, which if you have a video, I highly suggest that you use it. Or if you want to go ahead and just create a slideshow and then convert it into a video, you can certainly do that. It's something that's pretty cool, actually. It provides some motion, as you can see on the right hand side, to call people out to your advertisement. So you're going to find it most of the time that the video outperforms the image. It's rare that it doesn't. It's super rare that it doesn't. So if you have a video to use it. We're going to add an image. We're going to go with stock. This one's an overused house, but that's fine. And then something recent, I would say the last couple of weeks, they've added this little editor. In the past, it was up here that you could select, hey, what does it look like? What's the preview look like in the different platforms that you're advertising? And if we had included Instagram, it would show Instagram here, and other mediums or other platforms within the Facebook network, they would show up here. So you can see the preview, but for our purposes, we're only doing desktop and mobile and the feed along with stories. So stories only shows up, well, actually it shows up in many places, even the laptop, but that is what this is over here. And as far as the text, I'm gonna come over here and feel free to use this ad copy. There's a reason that I'm not graying it out, so you can use it and test it in your markets. It's been working quite well for me and several other markets that I do advertising in. So this one's a winner, hint hint. So feel free to use it. All right, as far as the headline, we're gonna finish that up. Access now, we don't need to worry about that. We're gonna put learn more. And then we're gonna create a form. As you can see, I have several, but so you get the feel on what it takes to actually create a form, we're gonna do a form, list of homes, test. All right, I'm gonna go to settings right off the bat, and I want to open it. Your ad can be shared and anyone can submit this form. So it's a good way to get organic traffic as well for somebody that is sharing the ad. Then you can actually get that lead as well. The rest, don't necessarily worry about that. Those won't factor in much. I just want you to launch your campaign as quickly as possible so you have all the tools available to you. All right, we're gonna go with more volume. Then we're going to go the intro. I'm not going to worry too much about the verbiage here, but ideally you use the same verbiage or similar verbiage throughout your ad. And I've noticed that emojis don't work that great in the lead form, so I'm going to go through and delete the emojis that I have here. Headline, list of homes. Keep the image from your ad. Very rarely will I ever change the image. So I want to be as consistent as possible throughout the ad so I don't confuse the audience. We're going to go to questions at this point. This is the actual lead form. This is what you're actually requesting. So you can select all this information, but for our purposes, we're only looking for the phone number. And I'll adjust this. We're going to ask for the name here. And that is it. So you can certainly add more if you would like. You can see all the options, and then you can create your own multiple choice. So if you wanted to do a long form lead, then you can certainly create it in here without you having to get a landing page or another website or a form, another type of form software. We're only going to ask for those 3 things. Anything beyond that's going to get a little bit difficult, and it's going to affect our return. Privacy policy, if you don't have one, Google one, and then embed it into your website so you can bring that link right in through here. So I'm just going to put that. Oops. Then on the thank you screen, remember this is for all intents and purposes, it's a landing page within Facebook. So you have that landing page at the beginning, and then you have the thank you form after they've sent you the information. So when people click on it, they're going to receive this, they're going to see this, and then they're going to read through and see if it merits them submitting their contact information to you in order to receive whatever you're offering. And then on the thank you screen is after they've sent you the information. This is what you want to say. So they started off quite well. Things are all set. Your info has been sent to Echo Real Estate Advisors. Tap below to visit Echo Real Estate Advisors. So you can actually deliver whatever you promise within this link. That is perfectly fine. At this point, you already have their information. But what I would suggest is not to include it in here. I mean, yes, it's fine to include it, but I would suggest that you don't, as what you're going to find is sometimes whenever people, right before they click submit, they give you the wrong email. So what I like to put here is your info has been received. Check your email. And the reason I'm saying check your email and calling that out is because I'm going to deliver whatever I promised to them in the email. Because if at this point they gave me the wrong information, then they're not getting the actual lead magnet. They're not getting whatever I promised, as they didn't fill their end of the deal. So if they gave me a wrong email, then they're not going to be getting the list of homes. This is only working for those people that actually deliver their end, which is effectively would be their contact information. So you're going to find that helps you with cleaner leads. And many times what you're going to see is you're going to receive the same email, but with the same lead, but with a different email. So what happens is they read that, check your email, and they go, dang, I should have given my real information. So they go back and actually give you their real email, which is super powerful. So for this one, just to finish up, I will learn how to spell my email. So I select that, come down here, make sure that my Facebook pixel is up and running, and then you can't see it here, but there's a confirm right where my video is at, and that's all there is to it.